One of the biggest things that I hope the customer always remembers is that we care. We care about what they do. We care about their mission. We want them to make that mission just like they do.
Hey, it's Paul McCleary with Breaking Defense here at AUSA 2019, here with Jared Kroll of Northrop Grumman. We're going to talk about the new 50mm gun that the company is working on for the Army. So, Jared, thanks for doing this.
Definitely.
Just talk a little bit about where this gun fits in the Army's plans, what you're working on, what capabilities that this would bring.
So kind of taking it from the top, Northrop Grumman is the designer and manufacturer of Bushmaster family of chain guns and automatic cannons. So many people are probably familiar with us for a couple of our guns. One is the M230 gun, which you see on top, is the gun for the Apache helicopter. Also currently right now, the Bradley fighting vehicle has our 25mm Bushmaster chain gun on it. So you mentioned the next generation combat vehicle. What we're showing for the first time here in public is our 50mm Bushmaster chain gun, designated by the Army XM913. It is the gun that the Army is evaluating for the next generation combat vehicle.
And so what kind of added punch does this provide the Army over the 30mm? And then we can walk through the rounds a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So that is what the Army's looking for. They're looking for a greater punch from the next generation combat vehicle. They want a gun that's more lethal and has greater standoff range. This gun, when it's completed and when with new ammunition, will have a range beyond 3,000 meters. Additionally with that, the gun works as a system. So it's not only just the gun, it's ammunition that provides greater capabilities for the entire system. And so the gun and the ammunition work together.
And what kind of testing have you put this system through now, and where are you doing it?
Okay, so the gun is actually based on a gun that we've made in the past, our 35mm Bushmaster chain gun. So we have experience making the 35mm, and so what we have done is been able to just upscale that a little bit to make it a 50mm capability. And I'll kind of talk you through that because we've been able to do the same thing with our 30mm Mark 44 gun, where we can go from 30mm to 40mm quite easily by changing the barrel and a little bit of the feed mechanism.
Okay, and then it says armor-piercing rounds as well, right? So you can pop through armor on this?
Right. So in development is a whole family of ammunition. Training practice, obviously, high explosive, and then also an armor-penetrating round. I spoke about a 35mm round for our Bushmaster chain gun that was a 35mm gun. This is what a 35mm round looks like. And this is a 50mm round. So you can see that the cartridge sizes are approximately the same, or exactly the same. The warhead is what is much larger. So this greater warhead capability is what's going to provide the much greater lethality. So the larger the warhead, the more explosive inside, greater fragmentation, okay? So that would be for a high explosive type round. On the armor penetrating side, you have a lot more energy going to the penetrating rod. So the larger round actually provides a lot more punch to help put this penetrating rod through armor.
Anything else about this weapon that we haven't really touched on that you think is important or critical or brings new capabilities?
I think really the biggest thing is the bigger punch that it delivers from currently the 25mm gun. Very successful, been in service many years, fought in numerous wars, extremely reliable, extremely capable. And like that 25mm Bushmaster, this gun is almost the same technology. It works from a chain-driven, electric motor-driven capability. And so how that's different than like your common gas-operated, like a firearm that everybody's familiar with. It needs the recoil and the gases from the spent round to advance the next round. How the chain gun is different and what makes it so reliable is that chain continues to drive the ammunition through the gun. So even if a round misfires, it'll simply kick that round out and go to the next one. And that's what brings the reliability of this gun. And recently we've done a test with one of our other chain guns and have fired 10,000 rounds continuously through it without stoppage.
Okay. Well, great. Thanks so much, Jared. I appreciate it. Have a great show.
All right. Thank you.